Hello and welcome back to Learn Dota 2 League Season 12, Week 4. We're starting to run out of time here, so let's just get right on the road here. In the
Alright.
last match, we found that Gotham in the 1 and Manifest Destiny in the 4 did not quite work as well as Manifest Destiny on 1 and Gotham on the 4. Let's see, this time maybe we can
10 seconds remaining.
can go back to status quo, maybe see some better results.
5 seconds remaining.
Or maybe just see some better results on that, you know, they're just going to be doing that from now on.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
No Viper, says Radiant Straits. No Alchemist, says Nagaz.
Alright.
Really fearing that Lambert Alch.
Yeah. Really put the fear in a lot of people's heads.
Oh yeah, it seems like it's first ban Alch, or at least first phase ban Alch, against Radiant Straits every time now.
Then you have the Dig Viper, which is also getting a lot of attention in the ban phase.
Yep.
Dire team pick.
Radiant Straits actually knocking out the Night Stalker that they drafted up last time. Last time, I will say, I don't think the Night Stalker played a great role for them. Mostly just kind of played the role of a traditional pause 3 as a hero that's not really very well fit to do that. This guy, on the other hand, is very well fit to do that.
Instantly explains the Night Stalker ban too.
Radiant team pick.
Not someone you necessarily want to see as brew. Okay, it's that Gotham OD. You'd certainly think
Could
so.
be. The lot of lads brewmastery so far has found some very mixed success from seeing almost sort of a collapse on the hero in the first week to getting some very big stuff done more recently.
Shall see which side of the coin comes up this time.
You know, it hit me. Magician, the captain of the Radiant Straits, he DM'd me yesterday with a question. I don't think I ever actually answered him because I was just so busy all day.
Oh man, Shaded Magician?
I shaded Magician.
How could you?
I only just now remembered that he did that. We got the Witch Doctor. Early Witch Doctor could always put you in a bit of a fix.
Yeah, and you got some great grief potential. You could put your Witch Doctor in jail.
Yeah,
I think
you
if
could.
you get hard, it does not cancel the channel. I could be wrong about that.
10 seconds remaining.
So that actually could be like some 9,000 IQ play if the shard interaction works. Like, you know, Witch Doctor casts his ult and then you hit shard jail on him and he literally is just not cancelable. You're just going to get a Witch Doctor ult out. Well, again, I don't know how the interaction works.
Dire team back.
So
The ban list so far looking very similar, though. They are looking to knock out the Arc Warden here very early on and get another hero that Lambert has played to great success earlier.
Hero, yeah.
I will say I would be a little hesitant to run the Arc Warden without Princess around. I feel like Princess was a very key ingredient of the Arc Warden success in particular. No Terrorblade either. Very similar ban listing so far.
Yep.
Radiant team back.
By the way that Lambert plays a Lambert TV would be extremely scary, I feel like, so.
It really goes with his strengths quite well. Notably, Radiant Straits actually leaving techies in the pool here. They were really not phased by how the techies went for them last time, and it's kind of hard to be. You know, like we said in the analysis of the last round, NWA really did not use the time the techies allotted them to to a lot of value. So to that end, really were able to sort of, just break through anyway, even though they got held back. So I'm sure for Radiant Straits it's almost a dare, try running techies again. Look how well it worked out for you last time,
Yeah.
Might have been looking to draft one of the bans for the Radiant Straits there, considering the the sudden amount of time we're putting
Just
down
thinking
here.
out the rest of the draft. Like, here's what we're gonna try to do. Here's what we're gonna do if that gets banned out.
Got a Clinks coming up. I believe that's a tournament first.
Yep. Clink's usually a mid. Sometimes he's like a pocket one.
Right. Yeah, if Clinks is going to be a 1, you're definitely going to have to be looking at a either a very tanky or a very late game oriented pause 2. Or, you know, the most ideal situation, a very late game oriented 2 and a very tanky 3. You could also run Clinks as a 3 if all you're going to do with them is Rat, I think.
In theory, but
The old Ratting 3 is not that popular anymore, though I do think it is still a valid strategy. Just running the supports right back on Radiant Straits. Exact
Yep.
same combo.
fair enough. It is a very deadly support combo.
It brought them success last time, and it's hard to see why it wouldn't here. Especially with the Witch Doctor around, you know, Witch Doctor does not like to see either of these guys. Shaman in particular, because, you know, Shaman, every skill Shaman has except his little blast really messes with Witch Doctor.
Yep.
If you're ulting, you can't be ulting in snakes. You know?
Yeah.
I do feel like Clinks will have a little bit more agency to deal with these guys than the Weaver did. Got a Pugna coming up.
Okay.
Dire team back.
Oh, okay.
Countered right by an anti-mage.
Yep. 3 in heroes.
Not only 3 end heroes, but you also have Brewmaster, who's very highly mana dependent himself.
Yep.
If you break Brewmaster's
10 seconds
mana, he
remaining.
really cannot contribute to fights in any significant way. It's a very good pick here, I
5
think.
seconds remaining.
Yep.
Also, more or less confirms we're going to see Clinks on 2.
Yeah.
Or again, that
It's
Ratting 3,
pretty
though.
less,
It's
but-
more likely, I will say, to see him too.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
Naga's still looking at ones.
Yep.
He's knocking
Sure.
out loads of ones here.
Radiant team back.
Don't really see anything else it could be.
Radiant looking at
Dire team
threes.
pick.
No surprise in either capacity. Knocking out the PA, funnily enough. Even though so far PA has been, by far and away, I would say, the least successful hero fielded by Lambert. Really the one time he just got very firmly
10
written out of the
seconds
game.
remaining.
I think in this game, a PA could be pretty deadly against
5
that.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I mean, she doesn't really care about anti-major clinks and can just pop the other two.
Right. You do have to consider the 2, and there's a lot of 2s out there that can really mess up a PA, especially a PA that does not like to build that BKB. Getting the Monkey King in.
Okay, Lambert Monkey King.
Again, I will say, I do feel like Naga's going to outscale here. But last time, Radiant Straits did not have much of a problem preventing that from happening.
10
Yep.
seconds remaining.
Though, that did come with the caveat that it was an unusual pause
5
1.
seconds
You know, a guy
remaining.
not exactly used to playing in that position here. So it might be
Yeah,
hard to,
More or less going to see a Gotham OD, I think.
right. It might be a bit harder to sort of run the play back when you've got different sort of conditions on Nagaz this time. Yes, we'll have that all-important final pick.
Yep. Only pick in the game that cannot be answered.
Razor's not a bad
Okay.
answer.
Heroes.
Likely, yep, Razor 3.
Certainly
Turn to
is
status
Razor
quo on
three.
the positions for NWA, which I would certainly support here. Radiant's gonna make life pretty hard for a lot of these guys on Radiant Straits.
And they swapped the supports for Straits.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Kind of funny.
Cranberry Sprite back on that Shadow Shaman where he likes to be. Lying with his big stupid beard where he likes to be.
Yep. Seems that Aoir here likes int mids.
Yep. Unfortunately, Anti-Mage likes int mids too, so he's gonna have he's gonna have a bit of a harder time, I think, in this game compared to the last one. It is at the very least better to have Pugna than Leshrac against Anti-Mage. If it was Leshrac, I feel like you could almost sort of write the Radiant Straits team off here and now. Got 5 wins in a row as Anti-Mage.
Wow. Pretty good.
Gone 15-11 lifetime as Shadow Shaman.
I think Pugna has the highest int gain in the game, so it's rather awkward.
Prepare for battle.
And he's a big weird eye on his hat.
Yeah, it does.
I like how in the select portrait for this particular model, you've got like the big giant eye. It's taking up most of the portrait. Then Pugna's little tiny face down there.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, hell yes.
It's like NWA is thinking about contesting these runes down here.
Yeah.
Anti-Mage is missing. Anti-Mage is missing.
Certainly is.
30 seconds to
I could tell you where he is, but unfortunately it's almost a week later, so it might be a little late.
Yeah. Could be like that one SEA tournament early in Dota where the caster couldn't say anything because he was just sitting in the same room as the players.
Just one simple auto attack from Anti-Mage is enough to convince NWA to completely swap the
battle
positions
begins.
here. Still going 2 for 2 in the runes, just going the opposite too.
Yeah.
Lion is doing something funny here. NWA actually ends up getting 3.
Hold on. They see him.
He just has to
Yeah.
TP
Yeah.
out.
He's gonna exit for.
DSJ.
It is not the most ideal situation for him. Not only did he get half his HP beaten out, though he does have plenty of regen for that. He actually also had to drop that TP early and everything. And of course, they got 3 runes from it.
Yeah.
Randy once opined, every good game starts out by losing 3 runes and first blood.
Yeah, and your mid getting first blood is what I said.
Right. They were just bouncing around on his weird little pogo stick there.
Yep, classic.
I'm glad they did at least have the cartoony boing sound effects there. It's gonna be very highly dependent on the supports this game for Radiant Straits, I think, which is an awkward position for them. It's not the place they usually want to be in, per se. Not to say that Magician is by any means a bad support, or Cranberry Sprite for that matter, but that's just not usually the way they're playing the game.
Right.
They're in sort of an uncomfortable, unusual position in the same way that NWA was in that last game as a result. You know, everything Lambert is going to be able to do this game is going to be something teed up by supports, and that same goes for Pugna, really. And while Brewmaster is going to be able to survive a lot with his ult, if he wants to do anything offensive with his ult, again, he's going to be very dependent on the supports there. The reverse isn't really necessarily true for the NWA. You know, Clinks is going to be able to do quite a bit on his own. You know, the anti-mage is going to be especially able to do quite a bit on his own later on.
Yep, for sure.
And once he gets some sort of lockdown on the right click, he's going to be able to kill pretty much anybody he wants to. Pretty short order. I'm also getting pretty hassled by Clinks here. He's top of the charts for last hits. Oh, he's gonna get a free way for his troubles at least. Shadow Shaman accidentally shackles a creep.
Blame that on click approximation.
Blame it on the rain.
Or the rain, yeah. Could be another explanation.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're getting quite hassled by Gotham over here. Two captains beefing it out.
Yeah.
Should also mention, for those of you not keeping score at home, this is Manifest Destiny, not some new guy, as their pause one here, they just renamed themselves. Also, we missed First Blood again. Gonna get kicked off the Shanghai Majors. Let's see this in action. Lion's running down here. Trying to hassle this pull, but boy, hassling that pull was got him into a situation he probably did not want to be in. As Luke's just walks right over him.
It happens.
Boing, boing, boing. I gotta look at his passive to think about it. Yeah, the Jingu does appear to be a decent response to the Razor, at the very least. You know, you have something to do there because it's not like percentile bonus damage or a crit, it's flat bonus damage. So even if Razor takes all your damage, you're still doing at least 100 a shot. Well, I do believe
one's rather nerfed, so we'll see how this goes.
I do believe that negative damage does count in a situation like that, though, so you can't actually, I believe, have all your damage and all your Jingu damage stolen, which would be very sad. But he would need to be tethering you for a very long time to be doing that anyway.
Yep.
And as, though you do have some issues with the Dire team comp, I think, I do not believe that's going to be one of them. He should be able to usually pull himself out of situations like that.
Here's the beer in your
Anti-mage
eye.
has beer in his eye. I don't know, like, Anti-mage kind of has that, like, monk-like living vibe going on, you know? Do you think he drinks at all?
Yeah. Only when he gets beer thrown at him.
Dirt has to be thrown directly into his mouth.
I don't think it's necessarily a choice when Brew does that. It's not like he's offering you a cup.
I mean, you can spit it out if it gets in your mouth.
That's true.
I guess you can ingest it
You
through
get like
your eye.
drenched in it. Absorb it through your skin and all.
Radiant's middle tower
You
is under
have to
attack.
get a lot of booze on you.
Maybe it's like super booze. I mean, it is Brewmaster.
Hey, you know, the thing with monks, though, is that it's like a 50-50 with monks. It's either they never get drunk, or they're always drunk, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Just depends on where in the world you are.
I don't know, AM seems like the kind of guy who would be like straight edge.
Yeah, dude, just like me. Me and Anti-Mage would get along great.
Yeah.
He hates magic, I hate magic. It all works out.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is
He
under
likes
attack.
giving people drubbings they won't soon forget. I like giving people drubbings. It's all great. You know, there's this line for Anti-Mage when he gets a kill that's where he says, "The scale is balanced." And the first time I heard it was in the heat of a battle, and it just sounded like he was saying, "This game is balanced," which would be the greatest kill line in Dota 2. Very slow lane phase going so far. I'd say generally probably to NWA's favor.
Yep.
Pugna is at the top of the charts for last hits, though Klink's not far behind him, and I will say I feel like I fear Klinks with the amount he has more than Pugna with the amount he has so far, anyway. Pugna's gonna need to farm on some kills, though. If anybody can get some early game kills in this lineup, it is Pugna. Not a lot of early game response to him. One thing that's going to be particularly scary if they can organize it to pull it off. Presumably, Gotham's going to get, yeah, he is going to get that meteor hammer, right? And one thing that could be scary is you get put in jail, you get taken out, the meteor hammer falls on your head, and then immediately Pugna starts live training. You just get to sit there and eat hammer for a very long time. If he can actually hit W on you before it starts as well, just even worse.
Oh boy.
Klink's,
it's a brawl. It's a wizard duel. Oh. OD ruined it.
Yep. Klink's getting sort of messed up by the Pugna there, who pretty confidently just knocks out the rotation with OD not really able to do anything to him when he's in jail.
Yep.
As stated early game, not a lot of options these guys are going to have against COD. Not against COD, against the... Uh-oh, this could be really bad for Anti-Mage, actually.
Split for him. Okay.
Uses a counter spell just to make sure he doesn't get rocked there, but the rock comes anyway and he's down.
Okay, good split.
Very good, very good. Though Luke's is going to just run right over Cranberry here. Razor just completely annihilating the Shadow Shaman. Witch Doctor finally here. Been out for most of this exchange.
Yep.
And now Brewmaster is just going to get tailed and just whipped.
Razor doesn't have mana, but I think he's
40
so
HP.
close. Yep.
One more auto and I think he would have died there. Or if he hadn't hit that one. It was a very well timed one charge.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Or one more level for the Maledict. Seems to be. Okay, it is level 2, which is one level higher than I thought it was, to be honest with you.
I think I'll take that for the brew.
Radiant's middle tower
Honestly.
is under attack.
Kill on AM, massive.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's nothing. It's got to be nothing but smiles for Radiant Straits there, even though they lost the guy. It's a very big kill here.
They've only lost supports, if I'm not mistaken. They lost Lion once and Shaman once, so
Yep.
their cores are pretty untouched.
Though, well, they are untouched for getting kills. Brew and Monkey King are fairly low as far as last hits go, especially compared to where they really want to be. Though Brew does have you know, he has a bit more to do with not so much money. And to get a kill on the OD here, very likely going to get it. I don't really see how he gets out of
I'll
here,
run him down here.
especially without Razor Home.
Monkey King will pick up the kill. Very good.
Yep.
It's like,
Exactly what you want to happen.
yep.
Radiant's middle
On the other
tower
hand,
is under attack.
2 for 2
Radiant's
that we
middle tower
violate
is
the
falling.
sacred tradition of the LD2L here and kill a tower that's not the Radiant bot T1 to start here.
Said.
Radiant mid T1 is in fact the first one to go down, though I imagine the bot T1 probably doesn't have terribly long to live. Pugna here just getting chased around through the jungle. Pugna is going to be able to deal with 1 or 2 people pretty easily for a while, though he is going to struggle with more than that, so he does have to be
Radiant's
careful
bottom tower
about
is
wandering
under
around
attack.
in situations like that. Luckily, so far he has been careful, so you know.
Right.
Looks like we're looking for a dive here on the Lion. Good coconut, just very well timed there.
Not
should
a lot
just,
they can do about this.
Lucian just losing all the damage in the world here.
Oh.
Monkey King actually coming in
Oh,
with a
boy.
casual ult. The Underscape will not be
Shaman was in
kind,
drill. If
unfortunately.
Shaman wasn't in drill, that would have worked a lot better. Very good drill from OD.
Yep. Odie actually still having the ult here, still having that to play with if anything more happens here. Though right now looks like the top concern is just getting out, not putting themselves at any risk.
Legitimately, that one Jill turned that from probably a double kill to just everyone can walk away.
Also, unfortunate whiff on that Maledict there. Would have certainly killed Shaman if it actually landed. Getting a little hassled here. Got stun stacked, hexed twice over.
Sad.
That's a very unfortunate coconut there. Goodbye, Shaman. They actually
4
split.
kills for the Razor.
They actually split really well to avoid that coconut, but unfortunately, the creeps in the jungle over there were
Yeah,
not
creeps
quite
went
so
for long.
willing. And indeed, as predicted, during all that skirmishing, Radiant T1 bot going down. Dire is setting a pretty firm objective advantage so far. Got a keen optic up for the
Radiant
Dire.
Straits are, of course, the Dire again. So, you know, at least there's that.
Every game, dude. They
Literally
were a
every
Dire
game,
last
yeah.
game, too. I don't believe Radiant Straits has actually been on the Radiant one single time this whole tournament. No, they actually were. They were the Radiant in that wash game from last week, I think.
Yeah, sure, wow.
So the one time they were Radiant is the game we're never going to say, well, I probably am going to... Actually,
Actually,
that's a kill
split
on
the kill
Anti-Mage
in
here.
again. Yeah.
Let's see that in motion here. I actually do have to drop a pretty substantial amount of stuff, but for Anti-Mage, that's always
Yeah.
worth it. If you're not going to drop your split to kill Anti-Mage, what are you going to drop it
What are you
for?
gonna drop it for? Yeah, exactly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As I was saying, I might roll that as the B footage in the pre-show panel that we're doing today, later on today, as of recording. You might not be seeing this video until Sunday morning. At least I'm going to be uploading it over Saturday night. Link's making tracks right out of there. You know, they say it's better to run than curse the road. You know, that's a good old quote
True.
for that. You know who the original author of that quote is?
It's Clinks himself.
I was so confused when I found that out. I was like, here's some weird old saying. Nope, it's a Klink's original. Sounds like it, right? Sounds like some weird old saying.
Money changes hands.
Anti-Mage getting a little hassled down here, but ultimately nothing coming out of it. Radiant Straits just putting as much pressure as possible here just to keep the NWA barricaded.
Yep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, looking at it go here on the lot of lads.
They can
But,
split again. They're playing really well around the coconut.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they're
Girls away from the first wave as fast as possible.
coconut conscious. Coconut conscious. Looking maybe to force a fight here around the T1 mid for
There's a mage there. Alright. Don't see that every day.
Oh yeah, that's true, he does. Very rare item. I will say, if he can get it off at good points, and that is very good. Like if he can hit Pugna before he starts life drain, well that life drain is basically just inert.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, it's magical damage, so.
Yep. Brewmaster
Oh,
just getting
boy.
completely wiped off the face of the earth. Without
5 for 5.
went from Primal Split to Primal Splat.
Razor 5, Straits 3.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, Razor has gotten every kill so far. He's also borne witness to Witch Doctor just getting completely annihilated.
Yep. Okay.
Pugna,
Save.
unfortunately, despite what used to be the case, Pugna really not that great of an OD counter anymore. It still basically prevents him from using his ult if your Nether Ward is around, but besides that, not a lot you can do to the guy. You can't life drain him, he's just gonna either go to jail or send you to jail. And sending you to jail can be even worse than him going himself. Pugna and Lambert actually working together to take out the stack here, which is not a bad idea. Though in the time taken, the NWA are going to take out their first tower of the game. Actually, second tower, they actually knocked out 2 on top at some point.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant thinking Lambert's in their jungle, not actually the case, so he's going to be there sooner than later. Turned around the second he saw what was going on there. Or, actually, no, he didn't have any sight. He just kind of realized, nah, he shouldn't be going there right now.
Everyone's missing, yeah.
Got a smoke out. 4 people on the Dire. Anti-Mage is actually not far from where they can see, though I believe they just passed him without realizing. Got his Battle Fury already, got a decent kit of stuff here.
Yep.
He is 3rd in the net worth, though it's not particularly far behind Lambert at this juncture, especially considering that a lot of Lambert's net worth comes with this Midas. It's going to take a while to make something out of that. Gotham actually just lost boost, which could be really bad for them in this coming fight. A lot of lads getting hassled by 2 different ults here, but immediately turning it around. Witch Doctor just annihilated by the Primal Split. OD just getting eaten, but
Oh god, Clink.
so does Pugna in response. Clink's now in the ward trap, just in jail, but no real ability to do much here. Gotham just gonna casually ult to get the kill on Cranberry's right. Has to back before he gets eaten by the wards. Almost actually dies to them. And a lot of lads over here like, wait a minute, did something else happen? Oh no! Just gonna have to immediately leave.
Does have eggs more or less complete here.
That's gonna do quite a lot for them there.
Excellent.
I'm gonna smoke up again on Radiant here. Being very offensive with these smokes.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Ah, Lambert got coconutted on the tree, very sad.
Yep.
He's going to have to just leave here. NWA clearing themselves a path out pretty well.
Okay. Good.
Got the
Max
stun on
length,
Gotham, but...
Max range stun.
Oh, ladder lads. He does not have his ult up.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is what he wanted to be in.
One more tap. Yep.
Goes down to Razor, who is now 6-0-2. Has either gotten or contributed to every kill for NWA so far. He's getting really scary really fast. Look at that hero level, man. He is doing pretty well for himself, though lower than you might expect for somebody falling that hard, as they say.
Yeah, the farmers are above him. Razor's just been fighting. Fighters are always going to be below farmers in EXP.
I just wanted to show you that tragedy without a comment. Shadow Shaman just getting completely run over by the Witch Doctor who solo ults him. Anti-Mage found another shawl. The interesting thing is that the farmers actually have been getting killed by Razor, but he still hasn't actually been catching up that much to them for levels, which usually is a good way to bridge that gap as a fighter. Anti-Mage getting very close to that the Manta style here.
Right.
Not too far, and that Manta style is going to do a lot of good for him, I think. Razor and OD just going to knock out this T1 tower down your bot.
Yep.
Can't wait for the first time in this game Lion fingers somebody, and it would have been enough damage to kill them normally had he not been Mage Slayered.
Yeah, sad.
Looks like old Lion, speaking of which, not long for this world. Brew actually Primal splits to save him here. Looks like they're going hard on OD, actually just completely knock him out, but man, that's a lot of response for a pause 4.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anti-Mage actually staying pretty close to this. I like the counter spell just to secure the rune.
Yeah. Secure not getting gone on mostly.
Yeah, that as well. Flank's super
Oh,
screwed here.
Flank.
Just gets ulted by everybody in the world. Got another primal split out.
They have quite a lot of bursts.
And down goes the Witch Doctor. Just completely annihilated by a long procession of ults here. Razor running for his life. Fire Panda finds him.
Yep.
But man, is he fast.
He is definitely fast, yeah.
It's a good way to start turning things around here. A lot of the, just kind of showed that Luke's is vulnerable. You can just rat him out of a fight here. And Radiant Straits are looking for a bit more objectives going on here. Though they are going to be, they're going to find maybe more response than they imagine if they try to push this up. I don't know if they realize everybody's here. Edge and Razor out looking for blood, though, for the most part, Radiant Straits going to split up for anything can come of it. Razor actually getting pretty heavily beaten here. Got them looking out front. Just getting completely eaten by the combination of the Lion and the Pugna for Ladalaz gets the ultimate kill. Lambert actually ulting and hiding in the tree is actually really,
Oh my god.
really good for him there. He was actually pretty in danger there until he did that. It's a very good use of the Monkey King ult in an offensive fashion.
Yep.
Got himself a really well-timed Morbin mask. Joan drops the snakes, immediately finds Glyph for it though. They really don't have enough HP to continue this.
Yeah, sadly. Okay.
Anti-Mage is a little forward here. Lynx comes in to try and respond though. He himself
Shackled.
actually gets just as shouted down here as the Anti-Mage. They don't actually pursue him for the blink, or at least most people don't anyway. Lion actually does get hassled pretty heavily by the illusions.
You get the Razor. It's big.
Yep.
I'm looking for
Witch
more
Doctor's
actually.
gonna go down
This
here
is
as well.
Such an aggressive go.
It's no surprise. That's exactly what Radiant Straits needs to be doing to keep themselves alive here. They need to, as best as possible, make anti-mage non-factors in fights. They need to, as best as possible, put as much pressure on as fast as they can, and they need to, as much as possible, make the world a meat grinder for the NWA.
Yep.
Monkey King, Sanjay and Yasha with the Maelstrom. Going right for Satanic rather than starting with a smaller lifesteal, which isn't that surprising with the Midas. Into Basher soon as well, which is going to help out a little bit against some of those guys. Brewmaster here, he's in a bit of a hot spot.
I'll be alright.
They're still closing on him. But,
Quite
walking into
fast
his
enough.
vision, not theirs. Oh, his courier. Still sitting here in the secret shop, actually. He needs to get that out of there.
That's true, said. Oh. Just waiting to see.
Actually able to get it out. Uh-oh, anti-mage
He doesn't-
actually. Dies
he
off
doesn't
camera
wanna-
there.
He doesn't want to break smoke to kill it, I don't think.
See that underway.
A lot of CC.
Yep,
A lot of
just,
bursts.
Combo anti-mage down there, basically. Very unfortunate. You know, the NWA right now are once again that doomsday clock for the team, and this time they just bought themselves a lot of time to get that done. Anti-mage bringing his courier in here, likely looking for just parts for the Scotty. Scotty is going to be pretty big. One of the NWA's major issues right now is that they find it kind of hard to pursue anybody without necessarily having the coconut, and Scotty's going to do a lot to get that to him. Also going to help Anti-Mage tank through the things like the Primal Split.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
NWA actually ratting out over here. If they keep that push up, they could actually get something quite interesting off of it, but no such luck today. There's a lesson to be learned from the LD2 health so far. It's you know, there are sometimes opportunities there to go high ground even when people are up if you know where to look for them. Shaman actually,
double damage
yep.
Razor.
Shaman actually lets that double damage get picked up by the Razor, and now Radiant Straits for the most part just having to back off. NWA is actually backing off even harder, trying to circle around. That might not be the play. I think they could actually kill Roche in the time it's going to take to complete that route. Yep. Actually going right back into Roche here. The Lambert is waiting.
Got vision right there from the cancel meteor hammer.
Odie drops ult very casually, but getting very heavily pestered for trouble. Getting Brewmaster trying so hard to ult there. Takes so long. Pugna actually dies in the meantime. That coconut really screwed him up there. Anti-Mage going crazy on these guys. He's sundered a Cabal. Lion fought back. Razor very casually going down. Lambert with that Jenga Bong trying to turn things around here. Likely going to. Ditch is just completely annihilated. The skeleton has been broken into tiny little bone chunks. The rest of NWA are just falling back.
You're not falling back quick enough.
Witch Doctor, though, Anti-Mage. Oh man, this could get really bad really fast actually.
Yep.
Though he is able to get out of there pretty quick. That Sanj threw off Gotham's timing for the Meteor Hammer there. And as a result, he's going to get out of there. Still chasing him. Can't say it's a particularly productive use of their time. Already back to full health. Roche also pretty quickly getting back to that full health.
I was meant to have this.
These Lambert finds are pretty funny.
That's true. The Anti-Mage got that blink cooldown trade this time. I don't know if you noticed. We were talking about that last time. Going all in on
Since he's getting killed.
Yep. Going all in on damage for the rest of his trait set. It's a quickening charm. That could be it's a very interesting little item for a lot of these guys. Could be good on, I would say, all 5 of these guys could use that pretty effectively. Though 0 of them appear to really want it at the moment, unfortunately.
Alright.
Brewmaster splits, just has to immediately get out of there though.
Oh yeah.
Magician's gonna take the heat for him, though he's going to get force-staffed out. Big Monkey King ult gets the Razor and the Anti-Mage in it, though Anti-Mage obviously does not stay for very long. Anti-Mage chasing Lion all the way into their jungle as the Cranberry Sprite goes down. So both supports down for the Dire. NWA still fighting this one out. Lambert having to fight under the Witch Doctor roll, but with that Satanic plus that Jingu Bong, he's really easily able to do that. Razor starts to get damage off him, but he just has to run into the Pugna. Klink's actually hustling Pugna, just shooting him in the back of the head in the back of the battle. Not much he can do to this. OD going down to the Monkey King. Off sides here. Brewmaster coming back in wants to get another shot at Anti-Mage, but unfortunately, like with Lambert, they just can't really catch him.
Yep.
Dude's just kind of isolated all alone here, but they don't really have anything to do about his infants. They don't know exactly where he's gone, so he's going to be fine.
Another rather hectic fight there.
I think really this game is going to be more or less decided by the first guys who come up with a good, nice response. The other one's pause 1. You know, the first guys who are able to actually come up with a way to consistently kill him. Because in all these fights, they've been getting away. You know, it's been as bad as 4 for nothings, but it's never been as bad as 5 for the most part. Outside of just random kills on Anti-Mage at various points. Monkey King actually has yet to be killed here. I'm gonna do another shot at Roche here in the pit. the whole barrel of lasses here. Actually, I had to pull out a Roche here because the Radiant just getting too close again, making it as hard as possible to take this objective.
Yep.
The Monkey King caught on the tree
landed.
again, though not for long. Coconut
He's
actually
in an
gets
awesome
completely thrown out.
Garrett.
Getting chased down by the Razor here. Getting chased down by the Razor and the Anti-Mage here.
Yeah.
And down he
he's dead.
goes. Wicked Sick goes to Anti-Mage. 653 gold. Anti-Mage is going to hassle Brewmaster. Again, as mentioned, you know, with no
Well,
magic,
dead
he's
here.
just got
Yep.
no ability to get to do anything. Only survivor there is Pugna, and his time has already kind of run out, if the last fight was any indication. Yeah, for as well as the game started out for Pugna, he really was not able to farm up quite enough to get the ability to sort of sustain that.
Dire structures are fortified.
Offensive Glyph here, they do not want to stop this push by any stretch of the imagination.
Yep.
Pugna did manage to finish an Octarine core, which could have a positive impact for them.
Has fallen.
NWA now are the ones to try and take the Roche here. Unlike Radiant Straits, they actually have quite a lot of space to do this. I like how Roche's Mage Slate has a big stupid ball on his head.
Yeah.
Dire have scanned out. They have figured out that they're about to lose a Roche. They have no recourse on it. They're going to smoke in, at least attempt to smoke into the pit.
Too late.
But they're not going to find anything there. In fact, the pit's about to find them.
Yeah.
Odie strikes first. He's very confident on going in on this, so Lioness is going to get annihilated. I like how he's trying to capture the outpost there.
Yeah.
Brew has to blow Primal Split as early as possible to keep it up, though to this point it is working pretty well. Anti-Mage taking out both supports in the back of the line. Gotham just getting eaten by the Pugna there. Which at this point is more or less his main role. Pugna tries to TP out there, gets mana voided for his trouble. Things are starting to look pretty bad for the Radiant Straits here. They're in
looking dangerous.
yep, they're in the opposite of themselves here. They did have to let the Monkey King go, but he's not going to be able to stop this with anything serious. He's going to have to buy. Yep, Pugna coming up. And the second they see that Pugna coming up, they say, okay, we got what we wanted done here.
Yep.
Monkey King actually getting hassled by Maelstrom and stuff. Gets a BKB for his trouble, so that BKB is going to be pretty hard to deal with, though notably he actually still does not have anything to deal with the... does not have anything to deal with the static link, though he doesn't need to deal with that static link so much. Razor hasn't really been targeting him or getting him out on these fights, mostly been going for clanks, mostly been going for, you know, like Brew, stuff like that. Or just trying to get 1,000,000 damage off the supports, which is the most common strategy for him so far. Pause.
Wait.
Sorry, had to give Anti-Mage time to get beer out of his eye.
Yeah, yeah.
Anti-Mage putting the pressure on with his Manta Illusions here. Are actually also putting the pressure on down there at bot.
Quick base race.
Yeah. Monkey King got a Paladin Sword. That's actually really good for him if he decides to keep it. Actually wants to keep the Sliver instead, though. A bit surprising, to be honest with you, considering that's buff to the Satanic and the Jingu lifesteal. That's the debuff duration. Just trying to screw over that timing is more important to him right now.
They have to show up here.
Yeah, they are smashing that T3 bot really hard, really fast. It's actually going to go down before any response is going to come out. But... oh, well, we found Shadow Shaman for it at least. Monkey King ulting in the middle of this, actually ulting out for anti-mage, more or less specifically. He was just saying, nope, want no part of this. Give me the supports.
Oh,
And now he's saying I can take it.
oh
Did
dear.
he just mana void one of the pandas? That's a little strange.
Thank you, Monkey King.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Monkey King ends up annihilated there. Brewmaster just going down very casually. Only Pugna survives.
Oh boy,
Pugna, who is not there for
he
that.
got pinged.
Yep, got pinged. Again, I feel like, as mentioned last time, there's a bit of a disconnect there. They did get the anti-mage Aegis, which is good. They proved he's mortal at this point, which is good. He hasn't died in a million years.
Yep. And they
NWA
will,
likely going to take threes for this.
yeah, they'll gladly poke high ground.
No, actually, they won't gladly poke high
Dire's
ground.
middle tower is under attack.
Still around.
No, they want to get the high ground this lane instead.
Alright.
Knock out the tower knock out the lane where they've already lost the T3 in.
Yep.
Which isn't bad
Pretty close.
practice.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Pugna just tried to assassinate his own tower. Page has made some sort of mistake in the back line. Oh, I figured out the mistake.
What happened? How? Oh, it's their legs, okay.
Actually, probably, unfortunately, put the brakes on that push there at the T3 bot. I'm sure they were probably waiting for that coconut to come in. That looked very odd for a second. You would not normally expect Witchdart to get those spider legs.
Yeah. That's life, you know?
You just look back, his support has clipped themselves somehow.
Yeah. Clipped easy.
Penta-edged sword, one of the more powerful jungle items. See if anybody
Yeah.
actually wants the thing. Yeah, I think I'd actually take that over Elven Jungle. I'd certainly take it over Quiver. Page is getting a little annihilated here. Witch Doctor getting messed up at bot, though. Razor quickly coming in, turning that right back around. Monkey King trying to go in on Razor specifically here. He's having a hard time finding an actual entry point.
Yeah, although
Unfortunate OD will come just a moment too late as Brew's already ulted and Monkey King has hit BKB. Monkey King though,
Oh boy.
he's in a bad way. He's all out of mana, he's all out of tricks, he's all out of things to do. OD actually unintentionally saves him there for a second, but not
Nice.
too long.
He's dead. To the
Anti-Mage actually
That's
trying
good,
to
yeah.
kill Brew through the ult here. Brew responds with the 8-year-long Cyclone.
Yep.
That'll never happen again, says Planks. Hectic fight there. Starting to really
yeah.
run away from Radiant Strait at this point. They were on that Doomsday clock, and I think that clock has struck midnight already.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, no, they were going to try and hassle Planks for that, though.
Oh boy.
And ultimately ended up getting that much done. Anti-Mage is crazy, going all the way into T3s here.
Oh yeah.
Back off here. Almost reflects a rock, just a second too early. Now he's just flying chicken. Goodbye Lion, just immediately gets eaten. Goodbye Shadow Shaman. Again, both the supports in this line
Supports
are
are
just
very
getting
vulnerable,
immediately eaten by Anti-Mage, which is very unfortunate. I feel like a lot of the Dire's team fight is revolving around having those supports buy time to, you know, make you just stick there in the Monkey King ult, or buy Brewmaster time to get Primal Split off, but so far they haven't really been able to do that, unfortunately for them.
Yeah.
Anti-Mage got a Timeless Relic, which OD can use if he really wants to screw himself even more over for the Meteor Hammer timing.
Oh, that's true. Can't do that.
Man, I wonder how that interacts with Maledict, but that'd be pretty nasty.
Not sure actually.
I don't know if Maledict is fixed timing. It might be. Link's bringing
Who
something
knows?
or another in. Anti-Mage did switch to that Penta. Link's switching over to the Titan Sliver. That got
Could
dropped.
probably write a book of all the weird skill interactions or skill item interactions. Just all the weird different ones that you'd never expect.
The Dire did get a leveler there, which does mean that they can get something done to the Pugna just barely getting out there in time. Again,
It's a
that was
big
Spidey
lift,
senses.
honestly.
If they can get something done to the Anti-Mage, if they can at least write him out of the fight, make him rout, and just sit back, can get a lot done in that time. You know, I would definitely, if I was the pause one here, I'd be at least keeping that leveler in my back pocket to switch in sometimes.
Yeah.
That appears to be exactly what the case is. Might yep. Looking for another assassination attempt on Lion there. This time does not go quite so well as everybody pulls out. Shadow Shaman tries to get some hit on Anti-Mage there, but doesn't really succeed. Though they have so much mobility that even though everybody on the Dire was like in this area, they all actually got right back over to the other sides one way or the other,
Yep.
between Force Stats and stuff and blanks and stuff like that. As compensation, Radiant gets the outpost.
Wow.
They also working on this equilibrium here at the top lane, which is pretty bad for them.
Illusion.
Here's that lit AF statue from Lad of Vlads.
Wow.
Roshan has fallen.
We missed a Roshan that time.
An ageless power is mine.
Just killed it in such a short amount of time. By the time I saw it happen on the minimap, it was already gone.
Ooh, yeah, he's gonna take it.
OD's
I
got
like
that
the
shard.
idea.
OD's shard, pretty strong.
Okay, he already has a shard, so he's actually just gonna
Oh yeah.
give it to someone else, I assume.
That or he's just gonna keep it himself like a funny troll.
Yeah, he could do that.
Looking at the Razor. Razor's shard pretty solid. I would say Anti-Mage's shard. But that's pretty good here, I think.
Yep.
Just, basically just like a pipe for free. Link's already has his shard, so he's not an option here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, Anti-Mage ate that shard.
Alright, good.
Wants that magic to end, wants to take away a lot of that magic damage. It's going to be really hard for some of those guys to deal with.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
barracks are under attack.
Oh god.
Shadow Shaman just getting very casually annihilated there. Actually almost gets Lion killed on the wayside.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Anti-Mage disarmed here by the fake Void Spirit. Lambert gets a very good Monkey King ult out, but unfortunately nobody's really home for it. Looks takes a bit of the beating for it, but not much.
Yeah, they can just wait it out.
Razor with a another lightning storm here. Just going ape on them.
Oh god.
No racism intended towards Monkey King. Anti-Mage is a little far in. Actually are not able to finish off the racks here. It's going to be up to Anti-Mage to actually get the shot. Lion fingered himself.
Yep.
Oh, they're actually coming back around to it. You really need to decide what exactly the point of this team fight is. They want to have success with it at this point. Just
Still yet to even break the Aegis on him.
Dire's
Yep,
top
there we go.
Dire's
Finally get
top
the racks
tower
down.
has fallen.
And Radiant Straits are out, or not Radiant Straits, NWA are out, except for the Witch Doctor. Lynx is actually pretty tanky.
Oh
at this
god,
point.
AM.
AM is doing some crazy damage. That's the dieback for Lambert.
That's it.
Immediately calls a GG as a result.
Just over it.
Maybe a bit of a morale break seeing Lambert die just quite so easily.
Yeah.
Right, I think that's, to be honest with you, I think, this
Don't let
strategy,
AM do the drift.
This strategy with Nagaz versus this strategy with Radiant Straits, I think if you had actually seen the conventional lineup for Nagaz in the first round, if you'd seen Gotham on the techies and Manifest Destiny on that Naga, that might have actually been 2-0 for them. It's very clear that
Definitely,
Radiant Straits is not comfortable with this sort of doomsday clock scenario when it's not you going for them, because that's usually what they're dealing with, right? Usually it's Radiant Straits who have the advantage of the, the full-on outscale. But this
yeah.
time they were looking at Manifest Destiny, who came in with at Doomsday Clock saying, you got 40 minutes to win it. If you don't do it, you're done, right? And they did not get it done. That's really about all you can say about it for the most part. It's just a very simple case. They had a certain amount of time to win or lose this one, and they did not quite get it done.
Yep.
And I almost feel like any analysis beyond that is just going to be filler, if anything.
I mean, I'm sure there has been a game where an anti-mage is godlike that's winnable, but very few in history.
Right. Yeah, there are not many. I mean, maybe if you have, like, I don't know, if you have, like, an alchemist and somebody else who scales about as hard, like a Naga or something,
Yeah.
and they're supporting each other, Alk's not only farming up himself, he's also throwing around, like, Ags and Moon Shards and all that.
Right.
Maybe in that case, but it's a hard thing to argue with. Anti-Major started going out of control. They did a pretty good job keeping the thumb down on him early. I just don't think Radiant
We had
Straits
3
is
deaths
just
early game and 0 past that.
right. I just don't think this early game focus is really to Radiant Straits' strength. I think if you're going to focus around your pause 1, also focusing around early fights just seems kind of counterproductive to me.
Right.
Plus, I think running back with the supports started out pretty well, but the anti-mage pick really just kind of ran them over. Anti-mage and Razor as well. Razor was also just being a menace to supports, just bullying them as much as physically possible. And poor Brew got almost written out of this game. He survived most of the team fight, sure, but
Yeah.
what did he really get done on them? They just kind of had to split and
Sometimes
run.
you just get dusted by a pick and draft. It happens.
Right. Yep, the anti-mage pick here really just settled it for Nagas, and I do think this wasn't an insurmountable draft, if I'm being a little unfair. I don't think it was insurmountable. I just don't think they quite played it as
I
they
do
should have.
honestly. I think it was insurmountable. Like with the nerfed Monkey King.
You don't think they could have won
As it
early?
won. No.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna
Not
have to.
against
Feel like we're gonna have to agree to disagree there, because
not against like a Klink's Razor who are also doing a lot of damage.
right. Well, the thing is, if you're talking about like the early game fights, for the most part, Clinks was not able to have much of a part in it or route. Look, Razor's doing good, but Razor's one man. A lot of the reason Razor was allowed to go as crazy as he was because I feel like it took a while for them to really let it sink in. Okay, Razor's a problem. He's not just going to be a problem for Link. He's a problem for being Razor, right? The big thing is
Yeah.
that Dyer has a lot of objective going on. You've got Pugna, you've got the Shadow Shaman wards. Lion's got a pretty good ability to just buy them time while they're doing it. Pugna as well. And of course, Brewmaster can turn into 3 guys to beat down towers 3 times as fast and kind of keep you out of the fight there. I do feel like they could have just kind of played the classic, like, proto-TI era strat this year of just trying to, rather than take fights on a large scale, just pick until they had enough room to go through and just keep knocking towers down,
Yep.
basically. It's not exactly what ended up happening in practice. I think partially just due to a lack of familiarity with the execution. I also feel like the stand-in kind of threw a wrench into the plans here as well. The stand-in was, like I said in the last round, stand-in was doing well, but you can really tell he's not quite on that
He
wavelength with
was
the
getting
rest of the
pinged
lineup.
by his Monkey King in that game,
Yeah.
so that should tell you.
Not quite on the same wavelength with everybody else, so his game plan was a little different than what everybody else was bringing, and that didn't have a very great effect either. Still, while there was a road to victory here, I will admit it was rather unlikely. So, with that all being said, I think that's all to say about this match. I will also say I feel like the Ags Refresher strat on Brew. Again, I feel like he's run into this problem before. You know, going all in on the Ags Refresher strat in a situation like this, I feel like it probably would have been a bit better to focus on more of a traditional postury layout. Like,
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much time it could have bought them necessarily. I don't know how much longer they could have been, you know, keeping the thumb down on Anti-Mage there, and how much they could have turned around against Razor past a certain point. But at the very least, you know, for
Yeah.
example, picking up a Shiva's Guard there to try and slow down the Razors, just race carring around every fight, just beating up the supports, for example, could have probably done quite a bit of good for them, I think. Because ultimately, the thing with Brewmaster, with this specific setup, it's a lot like a lot of Spear Breaker builds, like a lot of Night Stalker builds. You're building around you, right? You're
Yep.
building for your own sustenance, which means that if you need some sort of team ability going on there, if you need to be knocking out somebody, if you need to be playing that more traditional Pos 3 role, you're kind of restricted to Cyclone and Rock, which isn't great. It's more like a Pos 1 sort of kit for dealing with somebody, or like a Pos 2 kit.
Right.
It's not going to have that kind of like wide scale impact, especially now that status resistance in the game. You know, Razor getting that S and Y actually had a pretty strong impact on this game, stronger than it looks on the surface. You know, that 22% status resistance on the Sange cannot be argued with. All the supports were just not quite able to keep him down long enough because of it. So, yeah. Anyway, to that end, really not much more to say about it. So,
Yeah. That's about it.
what are we doing tonight, Randy?
We're doing a nice pre-show with
You
our
gotta,
friend Rada,
yep,
friend of the cast.
the captain of the Backdoor Boys, whose replay we might or might not be watching this week, depending on if we can get it to run at all. So, to that end, we're going to be talking with him, probably about his game, since we might miss it in the time
Yeah.
between. Um, and a lot of other stuff. There's going to be a very exciting special guest coming on as well, which is going to be all kinds of
For
fun.
sure.
And actually, it hits me looking at the clock. Even if we do that game, it's going to be after the pre-show panel. We do not have enough time to do both, just because these games have been so long today. So, that'll be fun. I'll be walking in blind slightly. All right. If you or somebody you know would like to learn Dota 2 on a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg. It's too late to sign up for this season, but you can always sign up for a stand, and they're always in high demand, as Pugna could tell you, for example. And yeah, that's you could talk to me, you could talk to him, you could talk to Rada, captain of the Backdoor Boys, you can even talk to Heelys, and you can flame him just like the players in these games,
Yeah,
and in
true.
the server as well,
My
and
drug briefing.
in his house probably, all that sort of fun stuff. So until then, I'm Anani. This is Randy. Say goodbye, Randy.
Goodbye.
And if we can get the Backdoor Boys versus Panic the Roche Pit replay to run properly, we'll see you then. If not, we'll see you next week.